Good morning. This is Pastor Jason of Kona Faith Center with a word for today. And the word for today is consider. Consider is one of my favorite Bible words. The word translated consider means to take the time to roll something over in your mind, to fully and carefully examine something, to attempt to see it from different perspectives and with different perceptions, which will lead to a fuller understanding of whatever it is that's being considered. Regard the work of the Lord, consider the operation of his hands. This means to stop and really take the time to look at what God has done and what God is doing. This used to be a normal part of life, but we've lost this in our culture. The advent of media has taken up the space in our lives that we used to spend considering, and quite a few other things actually. We were created to consider, reflectively think, to meditate, to roll things over in our minds, to look for different perspectives and perceptions. I can remember my uncle sitting for extended periods of time, maybe drinking coffee or tea, depending upon which uncle, being silent, not appearing to do anything, and know that they were not to be interrupted. They learned it from my grandfather, who definitely spent large amounts of time sitting, considering, reflectively thinking, meditating, and you definitely did not want to disturb him during that time. I can remember sitting over a cup of coffee early in the morning before sunrise and spending at least 30 minutes considering. I find when I do that, I'm more at peace, I'm more balanced in my decision making, I'm more efficient in the use of my time for the rest of the day. There was a time in my life when I would stop and consider the work of his hands regularly. I love to consider flowers, especially the orchids or the Japanese iris that we have. They're amazing. I love to consider the oceans, and in particular the waves, for extended period of time. I never tire of considering waves. I love to consider the sunset and the sunrise. I never tire of it. My wife hates to go to museums with me because I will stop and consider anything that catches my eye. I can consider a painting that has caught my eye for 30 minutes without even thinking about it. My wife's more in the 30-second range. I love to consider the people, especially the children at Kona Faith Center. I have to be careful in doing this because if people notice it, it makes them uncomfortable. I love to consider my wife. I can get lost in it, and she usually asks me, "What are you doing?" It even makes her uncomfortable. Taking the time to stop and consider the work of his hands opens a way of perceiving life that comes in no other way. It makes my perception of life more enjoyable because it puts me in touch with eternity, puts me in touch with the unlimited Creator, gives me a sense of awe and wonder at his beauty. It gives me an assurance, a security of eternal life, of having a part in his plan and purpose, a sense of knowing that the person who made, who created, whatever it is I'm considering, who holds everything in place, who is completely beyond my comprehension, beyond my ability to understand, loves me, takes care of me, works all things for my good, has created everything in my life for my enjoyment. I want to encourage you to stop and take the time each day to regard the work of the Lord, to consider the operation of his hands. The word for today is consider. God bless. Check in tomorrow.